1 year ago, on August 25th, 2017, our worst fears became reality. After years of oppressive restrictions and increasing tension with local Rakhine, authorities responded with a campaign of brutal violence against the Rohingya civilian population as a whole. More than 200 Rohingya villages were burned, an estimated 24,000 Rohingya were killed, and more than 43,000 were reported missing.
Her family is gone, her grandkids cut into pieces and killed.
Following the attacks, 700,000 Rohingya ran for their lives and crossed the border into neighboring Bangladesh, bringing the number of Rohingya refugees to almost 1 million. Since the violence in 2017, it has become increasingly clear that Myanmar's ruthless attacks were not a spontaneous reaction to terrorism, but a premeditated event planned well in advance of any militant uprising. But despite overwhelming evidence of the genocide carried out by Myanmar police and military, the international community has been slow and inconsistent in holding the perpetrators accountable. The majority of Rohingya are now faced with an impossible decision: remain in the misery of life in a refugee camp or return to a country where their own government tried to kill them. Despite Myanmar's continued persecution of the remaining Rohingya population, the government insists that it is safe for those in Bangladesh to return home. Not surprisingly, the majority believe their oppression would only continue. So they wait in the world's largest refugee camp, gradually losing any hope that their lives will return to normal. Since the first days of the crisis, Partners has been on the ground working with friends we have come to know well in the past 6 years spent working in their communities. With your help, we have been providing critical relief supplies such as food, shelter, medicine, and access to clean water and sanitation. What were critical needs in the beginning continue to this day, but with the arrival of monsoon season, many in the camps face a new set of problems brought on by heavy rains and severe flooding. Shelters are damaged by landslides, wet food is spoiled, latrines overflow, fresh water is easily contaminated. With these added problems, the people are at a much higher risk of widespread disease. Despite significant media attention at the height of the exodus, there continues to be a massive shortfall in funding. According to the Intersector Coordination Group, the combined efforts of all humanitarian groups who are trying to care for at least 1 million people currently have only a third of the funding required to keep those people alive. As we mark 1 year since the crisis escalated, we're determined not to let the world forget our friends. We are compelled by love to take action, to care for the Rohingya as we do our own family. That's why today, we're asking you to join us in committing to remember them by becoming part of our monthly giving community. With a gift of just $25 a month, you can provide enough food to sustain a family of 5. We want to provide these people with more than just the strength to live another day. We want to give the feeling of security that comes in knowing the next meal is taken care of, and the hope that comes in knowing they are not forgotten. While their future remains uncertain and the fight for justice continues, we will continue to stand alongside the Rohingya, to remind them they are loved and to share their story with the world.